Life podcast. I'm John Barban. With me is Brad Pilon and Brian Chung. Brian has a blog at evidencebasedfitness.blogspot.com. I get that right?
Yeah.
And he's also a resident in plastic surgery in remote parts of Canada.
Remote parts. He's our very first Fi Life guest commentator, which makes you special and unique somehow.
And I guess we should also point out that okay, can you explain your academic background with statistics?
Yeah, I did a master's at McGill in biomechanics, and then realized I hated biomechanics, and then went to the University of Calgary and did my PhD basically in research methods and biostatistics, but in the Department of Sport Medicine. So, sort of an all-encompassing kind of.
So you're one of the rare few who actually reads the method section of a paper.
That's all I read.
Yeah.
And I guess another way of saying it is that can read the method section of a paper.
True as well. Absolutely. Yeah, very good.
All right then. So we were talking earlier about the concept of, and we've had some questions, the idea of when people lose a lot of weight and they end up with some loose skin. And it's questions that pop up on my blog and Brad's blog, and I don't know, Brian, if that's ever been on your blog. But anyways, I mean, Brad's got a better background than me or Brad at kind of answering this one, so we were just gonna sort of tackle this as a question and see where we end up with. So I guess my question to Brian, like with your experience, we've already got into this before, so let's just kind of get back into how we were talking about it. What's the determinant? So like we've seen people who lose weight who don't end up with loose skin, and then obviously some people do. And so what's the difference there that you can think of or that you're aware of?
Yeah, I think the two main determinants of whether you end up with loose skin or not is A, how much weight you're actually losing, and B, has something a little bit to do with your age. And certainly, like, I'm pretty sure there are sort of teenagers and obese kids that lose a lot of weight and also end up with a little bit of loose skin or end up with loose skin in some way, but I think they have to lose quite a bit of weight to get there. Whereas if you are, say, 40, 50, 60, and you end up losing a lot of weight, that you're more likely to end up with loose skin, just because your skin isn't as elastic as it used to be.
Is that just a steady decline with age?
Yeah, your skin loses elasticity as you age. That's just inevitable.
Right.
People hate that word when it comes to skin, man.
I know. It's horrible. Yeah, gravity pulls everything down, and then that's just the end of everything.
Well, on that positive note.
Yeah, and that's why I have a job, right?
Yeah,
right,
exactly. We keep you employed.
And so I guess that's kind of the root of, like, facelifts, is it not?
Facelifts are a little different because it actually has more to do with loss of facial volume and loss of sort of bits of fat in your face than it actually has to do with more gravity than anything else. And also sort of trying to get rid of wrinkles, which are not really gravity related. They're just sort of stress lines in your skin. But in terms of your weight loss patient, for us it's generally the bariatric patients that we see that are most severely skin
in excess of?
Yeah. I was like, how do I say that now? I don't have to trap myself.
Oh, don't worry, that's my job.
Yeah.
Hey, you would have
like, crap, I caught it from Brad.
Yeah. Hey, that's because you're on the Fi Life podcast. It happens, right?
Yeah.
It's just, we just butcher words and sentences on here. It's okay. It's
perfect.
You'll speak fine as soon as the podcast's over. It just, this happens during the podcast.
Yeah.
The triangle of the English language.
Okay, so then you said a couple of things in there. So, and we talked about this before. You said it's the age of the skin. So older skin, I guess, is less elastic. Now, and then you said it's how much weight there is to lose. But you and I also talked about how quickly it's lost.
Yeah, I think what happens is that, so we know that when skin is made of collagen, and so collagen remodels and reacts to stress and strain, basically. So things that pull and things that compress. And so if you end up losing a lot of weight really quickly, then your skin doesn't have time to remodel to the sort of new contour that you've created. It's too fast, so it's just sort of like deflating